The good news is you can do this. And I'm going to encourage you, whatever you've been through, my prayers are with you. My thoughts are with you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rola, clinical psychologist. Today I want to talk to you about 10 things you can do when a child is oppositional or aggressive. Oftentimes parents feel overwhelmed by a child who is oppositional, the unnecessary, unhealthy attention that brings to the family, maybe in public or at school. So I wanted to share with you these just to let you know that even though your child is struggling, there's so much you can continue to explore and adapt to what your child's specific issues are that can give you a sense of hope about what's going on. Before I continue with this topic, I would love you to subscribe. Please press that notification bell so that you have immediate access to my videos. I will also love you to follow me on social media at Ask Dr. Rola, AskDrRola. Now let's talk about it. I need to just share a little bit of my experience with you. I am a mom of 2 adult children, and I've worked with children who have serious emotional issues and behavioral issues, probably 22 years now. Children some of them have been kicked out of school, failing, some in private practice, or even in schools where for emotionally disturbed children. These are schools where children have been removed from regular school because of the severity of their behaviors, and they're now being placed in schools where the school has the resources to take care of them, to give therapy, but also to restrain them if they engage in dangerous behaviors. And so I'm talking to you from that extensive experience, also being a parent, and also having empathy for anyone who is a guardian or a parent or a teacher of a child who is oppositional. I need to say before I talk about these 10 ways that it is possible for a child to be oppositional for the right reasons, which is, for example, if the child is in an environment where there is abuse, molestation, sexual, physical, if there's excessive fighting amongst the parents and there's a lot of instability, we tend to look at that opposition and that aggression within that context. I am sharing these ways and these tools, 10 ways to respond, for those parents who are providing safe, healthy structure for their children. I have known parents and guardians who punish children who are oppositional, even though the environment is unsafe and the opposition is really a response to what is going on in the environment, or also a cry for help. I am sharing these tools for parents who are providing a safe, healthy environment for their children. If the environment is not safe, the expectations of a child not to be aggressive or oppositional are unrealistic. And that is why your main priority as a parent is to be responsible as a guardian, foster parent, is to be responsible in making sure the environment is safe. There's no molestation, there's no abuse, and if there's something like that happening, getting help and immediate attention so that that child is not being raised in a home that is emotional, physically, or psychologically dangerous. I needed to provide that caveat before I share these ways. So let's assume that you're not perfect. I'm not perfect either as a parent. You're doing the best you can, and you are providing a safe environment, food, and all those basic needs being met. And you have a child, whether male or female, who is showing opposition or aggression that has caused frustration in the family. What are some of the things you can do? And I'm going to share with you 10 ways, and I'm going to do it quickly and briefly. It doesn't mean that you are going to be able to resolve all the problems, but the way you respond when that child is exhibiting aggression or oppositionality is important, and really helps that child to see you as an authority, as somebody who is in charge of a situation, even though they're acting out. What I find to be a problem oftentimes with parents is that there's excessive emotion that the parent is showing to the child, and the child has learned that being oppositional or aggressive is a way to get attention. And that is the main goal as I share these 10 ways with you, is that your child needs to know you are not going to get unhealthy attention by acting out. You're going to get attention by doing things the right way, such as saying how you feel, expressing what your challenges are, rather than being aggressive and oppositional. So number one, when a child is being aggressive and oppositional, I want you to work hard to maintain a bland expression. You don't need to beg and plead. That expression that is blank and bland suggests to the child that you are not going to give this behavior unnecessary attention, that this behavior is unacceptable. Blank. When my firstborn, who is such a remarkable young lady today, and she was even then, would have tantrums in the mall, I will step back and watch her have the tantrum and not say a word. I'll make sure I'm next to her because I want my little girl to be safe, but I'm not going to give it attention. And I used to remember other parents staring at me, wondering why I'm not trying to rescue her. No, if you want to have a tantrum in the middle of the mall, I'm going to let you have it. I can tell you that doing that made a lot of difference. And after a short while, that was no longer an issue for us. That's number one. Number two, limit the area or the space that the child is utilizing for aggression. So for example, say the child is screaming or yelling. You can put barriers in place like chairs, or just stand in there and say, I'm not going to allow you to go beyond here. You're sending the message to the child that I am not going to allow this oppositionality and this excessive aggression to take over this entire space. I want to limit it. So you can stand in there, put chairs in the place, or give a quick command, stay in that area for now. Which means you're not going to be able to scream all across the place and tear this house apart or destroy things. So limit the area and try to limit the area that the child is in to send the message that this is not going to get out of control, and do it with very, very little emotionality. Number three, use a business-like, stern, calm tone when you are talking to your child. Stop that now. That is not acceptable. Sharp, calm as much as possible, and also stern. Sending the message that you are not okay with this behavior. Number four, use few words. Stop that now. I will talk to you after you sit calm. Do not add things like, oh, I've had a long day. I can't believe you're putting me through this. I'm going to call your dad. No, short, brief words, phrases directed towards minimizing this oppositionality. Focusing primarily on the behavior and addressing that alone. Number five, do not respond to any request for anything until the tantrum or the aggression or oppositionality ends. I need this, Mom. If you give me this, I'll be quiet. No, I am not negotiating with you when you are showing aggression, which is giving your child an incentive to calm down, and only then can they get the attention and the response that are looking for. So no response, and that could be part of the words. No talking until you are calm. Done. That was number five. Number six, remove dangerous items in the environment. If your child is used to slamming things or throwing themselves in a difficult place, physically remove it or get the assistance of other family members to remove the items. What are you doing? You're sending the child the message by your actions that you do not like the aggression, and that you consider it something that is inappropriate. And you're also showing the child by your actions that the effect that their behavior is having on you, which means it's causing you concern. So physically remove things and stay as calm as possible. Number seven, after the tantrum, if a child has caused any damage or messed up an area, You want to tell them to go back to that area and tidy it up and put it back to be exactly the way it was before they exhibited that behavior, even if they moved a chair or a pen. In psychology, we call it overcorrecting. Overcorrecting, which means when you do something wrong, you go back and you correct it. It sends a message to the child about the impact of their aggressive behavior, and that when you mess something up, you need to correct it. In that process involves learning and making them to better understand the impact of their behavior. You're helping to improve your child's insight about the effect of the aggression on themselves, on the family, and the environment they're in. Number 8, do not accept an apology from your child when your child is having a tantrum or not being calm. Only negotiate and listen to an apology after the aggression has ended and the child is calm. And that apology is more than "I am sorry." The apologies must include what was going on in that aggressive moment that they are sorry for. And you allow them to say it in their own words. And if the apology is not complete, "I need you to apologize for how you behaved a few minutes ago." And then you'll say, "Tell me." And they say, "Mom, I'm sorry about raising." They need to be able to say, "Raise my voice," slam something against the wall, screamed. Describe those particular signs of aggression that you are trying to help your child to correct, so that they're increasing their insight into the behavior that is unacceptable. And number 9, ask your child when the oppositional moment is done and say, "How do you think your behavior affects those who are around you?" You want your child to understand that what they do, what they say, and what they act affects others. And then you then tell them how their behavior of aggression affects you, any other children in the home. Again, you're trying to not just punish for behaviors that are unacceptable, you're also trying to put in there a learning component. And when a young person has the ability to verbalize what they're doing, even adults do that, it helps you to learn, and it helps you to be less likely to repeat that behavior. You're helping the child to not just stop being aggressive, but also learn how other people can see them, view them, and how their behavior is affecting the other person. And number 10, everyone in the family, siblings, friends, whatever, should be instructed, including yourself, to not have meaningful interaction with the young person when they're being aggressive or oppositional. So I just shared with you 10 ways that you can handle a young person who is being oppositional. Of course, that if you review my other videos, you'll see many other more complex, detailed videos that I've done about how to handle a child who's aggressive or oppositional. But this is just quick things that you can do right now to help you to know that even though this is difficult, you can do this. And you also want your child to respect you as the authority in the home. And you as an adult also, you want to make sure that you are working hard on how you exhibit your feelings even though you're under pressure. Let us be sure that your child is not mimicking aggression from you or the other adults in the home. Because if you are demonstrating aggression in a way, aggression or exhibiting behaviors that are inappropriate, then that doesn't help your ability to influence your child the positive way. So here we've come to the end of the video. I wish you well in your parenting, as a guardian, as a coach, as a mentor. And please share this video with as many people as possible. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon by God's grace. Thank you so much for watching.